How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and as you guys can see, we are driving the truck. It is currently raining. I would have chosen any other car to film this video in, but they're all on slicks pretty much, and I'm not going to risk it. California drivers are born stupid, so yeah, not going to risk it. Today we're driving the truck. We're actually going right now to drop off Mammy's Lexus for some tint. It's her day off. If she wants to go tint her car, whatever, she can do what she wants. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about some controversial car hot takes. If you don't know what a hot take is, it's pretty much when your opinion differs from the majority. And throughout the years of my YouTube channel, I've had some pretty crazy hot takes. A lot of people have given me a lot of hate for the hot takes that I have, but I stand by a lot of them, and a lot of them turn out to be true. And I love seeing when my hot take a year ago turns into popular thought nowadays. Like, a lot of people used to love the whole "it's okay, I'm depressed" type shit, the sad boy shit. Now everyone clowns on that shit. Oh, you're a sad boy, bro, grow up. You know, like, if you actually have depression, different story, but using it for clout on Instagram and putting it on your broke ass shitbox, that's a whole different story. Anyways, we're going to be talking about some hot takes. An example of a hot take would be like saying that Call of Duty Vanguard is the best Call of Duty ever. That's an absurd hot take. Also, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, and I'm having a lot of fun. The Modern Warfare 3, even though a lot of people say it's a new DLC, having a lot of fun playing that. Every Call of Duty, in my opinion, is pretty much a DLC. Campaign did suck balls, but multiplayer, classic maps, it's just a nostalgia trip. I'm okay with it. They could have my $70. It's okay. Anyways, let's talk about some hot takes. So, let's start out with a good one. All right, this one I think a lot of people would agree with, and that's, I think OnlyFans ruined the car scene for women. I'm sorry, I just gotta say it. Every time there's a girl influencer or car girl or whatever like that I see on Instagram, you go to her bio, and what do you see? You see an OnlyFans link, and then you're like, oh, okay, so you just did that, and that's how you got your cars. Like, you know, if I was a girl and I didn't care about, I guess, what people thought about me, then sure. But in my opinion, it's just like, I personally feel like these girls use cars and all this other stuff just to get customers for their OnlyFans. In my opinion, I mean, it's genius marketing and stuff like that, but it's the same thing with these girls that dress up like anime characters. They're just appealing to a different audience. And I think that kind of ruined the car scene for most normal women that don't have OnlyFans. Like, if my girl started regularly posting, people would probably assume that she has an OnlyFans, and then she would just get an enormous amount of hate, and everything that she said would be disregarded just because she's a female. Now, this isn't obviously true for all females. I don't want to just jump to any conclusions. There are a lot of great female car content creators and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you're browsing on Instagram and you see a girl with like a GTR, and you're like, oh dang, that's really impressive. How'd this girl get a GTR? That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's just got a pink wrap, but how'd she get it? And then you go and you do a little digging, and then it's like, oh, she's an OnlyFans girl. Okay. Well, hopefully her OnlyFans is like cooking videos, and you know, there is always that possibility, right? Anyways, I don't think that's a crazy hot take, but I think most people would say that yeah, I think OnlyFans did ruin it for the girls. And I mean, people are gonna say that there's men to blame for it. Oh, well, if men weren't so horny all the time, then these girls wouldn't have jobs doing OnlyFans and being able to afford Lamborghinis and GTRs. And that part is true, but I mean, there's a large amount of simps out there that will pay $15, $20 a month to see some boobies. Me, no, but there is a population out there that will do that, and that is obviously going to fund the vehicles. Anyways, let's talk about some more hot takes. All right. Hot take, and this one I'm still sticking by. Stance cars are lame. I'm still sticking by it. I mean, they could be done right, but I still, out of every type of build out there, I would still say stance cars are one of the lamest cars. And I'm talking about crazy stance, crazy camber, slam to the floor. Being static is even worse. Like, being static and destroying your car is not a flex. Not a flex. I'm just going to say that. It is embarrassing. It's cringy. If you're a genuine car enthusiast and you genuinely care about your car, why would you modify your car to the point to where it's damaging it just driving it? In my opinion, that is one of the dumbest things that these car guys say. They're like, oh, well, we just love rebuilding our cars. No, you guys are just fucking dumbass clout chasers, and you guys know that it's just much easier to get likes by slamming your car, and it's damn near free to do, than actually building your car. It's a lot easier to get likes and doing it like that. In my opinion, it's just a whole attention craving, attention whore thing, you know? It's no different than these girls. It's no different than like the goofballs wrapping their car like neon green chrome and shit and having stock wheels. Like, it's just all craving attention, doing it with the least amount of effort possible. It's corny. I'm just gonna say, as a genuine car enthusiast that genuinely cares about the well-being of cars and, you know, making sure that they're running right, seeing people destroy cars, it's corny as shit. It is really corny, but that one I've had for a while. I don't need to harp on that one too long. You guys already know my opinion on that. All right, next hot take. Having a full effort NA build is also pretty corny. I think it's stupid. Just boost your car. If you want to make 500 horsepower NA and go on the track, that's cool. If you're doing any straight line racing, what the fuck is the point? Nobody cares if you're fucking all NA and winning races. Nobody gives a shit. You know what they care about? Who's genuinely faster. And you know what will typically be genuinely faster 9 times out of 10? A boosted car. A lot of people do this with like Corvettes and Mustangs, and like there's an appeal to it. Like, I do like the power band and the drivability and all that of a high horsepower NA car, but like, it's not a bragging right, in my opinion. Like, oh dude, my max effort NA build, like it's stupid. Just like, seriously, like, you know, I guess if you want to spend your money that way, you know, you could do whatever you want, but NA high horsepower cars, depending on like what kind of high horsepower we're talking, I'm thinking 500-600 horsepower max typically for these builds. Literally a supercharger would have done more than that in one go, and you probably would have saved your money. They're cool. I like hearing big cams. High flow heads are sick, but max effort NA builds, it's just like, it's like trying to win a race in Crocs, you know? Like, sure, you could do it, and I guess, you know, if you want to brag about that, go for it, but there's better ways to do it. You could be faster for cheaper, but it is what it is. All right, let's talk about another one. Supercars are boring. I'm gonna say it. Supercars are very boring. I don't think that's much of a hot take. I love driving my McLaren when it's running right. I love going to the canyon. I love going to the racetrack when it's running right. A lot of people probably never saw that video, but I took the McLaren to a track. Had the time of my life. Really want to go back. Now that I have a truck and everything too, I could trailer it. It would be really fun. But going to a car meet and seeing Lamborghini, 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 Ferrari, 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 it gets really boring because a lot of these exotic builds are wheels and a wrap and maybe an exhaust. It gets really boring. It gets really fucking boring. I love driving and cruising with exotics, but going to a higher end car meet is very boring, very boring. You just see the same thing over and over. Exotic car enthusiasts, a lot of times they're just attention whores too, you know? I guess it just runs in the car scene. A lot of car guys are just attention whores. But like, they do the same corny shit and kind of get like a pass for it because they have a Lamborghini. But I mean, like, they'll do the LEDs underneath. Oh my God, is that guy gonna hit the bird? Oh my God, that guy almost hit the bird. Anyways, they do the same corny things. You know, they do the whole LEDs in the engine bay, LEDs underneath, you know, LEDs in the wheels, and like, people don't clown on them for it, but in my opinion, it's just as corny. You're just the same ricer as someone with a Honda, not a Type R, that is a real Honda Civic Type R there, but it's the same thing, you know, it's the same goofy shit, and it looks just as stupid. I'm not a huge exotic car guy. They don't get me rock hard like they used to. You know, when I was younger, I used to think exotics were super cool, and then I grew up and it's like, they're all right, you know, they're whatever. All right, let's talk about one thing that I think a lot of people are going to agree with. I don't think this is a hot take. I think this is probably widely known. The correct order for best type of drivetrain is all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. There is no discussion about it. All-wheel drive is superior, rear-wheel drive is fun, and front-wheel drive is lame. I'm just going to say it. I've never been in a car and wished it was front-wheel drive. Never. How many times have you seen cars and they've been converted to rear and or all-wheel drive? Case closed. Don't even need to discuss it anymore. That's the way of going. If my Mustang was all-wheel drive, I would win every fucking race. I would win every fucking race. If my Supra was all-wheel drive, I would win every fucking race. Is it fun being rear-wheel drive? Yeah, it's fun, and you could still have a crazy-ass build, But all-wheel drive is the way to go. I'm just gonna say it. All right, next hot take. Stop modifying your fucking shit boxes and saying you're different. I hate people that modify normal fucking traffic. I hate it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. You see somebody driving like the base model Accord or a base model Elantra, and they fucking throw some stickers and wheels on it, and they're like, oh, well, I'm just being different. No, you're not. It's all you can afford. Just stop it. Just save up and buy a fucking sports car or an actual car enthusiast car. Like that. Like, just, it's mainly on Instagram and TikTok where you see that, but I mean, just the fact that you see it is absurd. Like, nobody gives a shit. There's an Xterra right there, okay? If there was some corny ass 15-year-old that had an Xterra, I'm sure there is out there, it'd probably be like, oh, I'm just modding this to be different. I'm just trying to be different, you know? No, you're not. You just got a hand-me-down and you just don't want to own up to it. That's the case closed. Simple as that. All right, we're going to drop off our car right now. I'll continue once we get back in the car. All right, we dropped off the car. Another hot take. 1,000 horsepower cars suck. I'm going to say it. I have 2-ish. You know, they're just about there. I'd say the Supra is, but the Mustang is right under 1,000 horsepower. And I don't like driving really either of them. The Supra is a little bit more manageable. I definitely think that the Supra is daily drivable if I got a nicer clutch. But 1,000 horsepower cars, like for the street, it's not even fun. You can't even like drive your car and have fun with it. It's super... it's like boring. It's like either all or nothing, you know? It's either jail time or death. Like that's exactly what you're gambling with when you're driving a 1,000 horsepower car on the street. It's not that fun. I would much rather, and I might do it for another build down the line, build like a 500 or 600 horsepower car and use that for the street, and it's plenty. It'll beat a lot of cars, and you know, I won't commit felonies doing it. But a 1,000 horsepower car, like a lot of people want me to like turn up the Mustang. And it's already like obnoxiously annoying to drive in a sense of I can't even use it. If I get better suspension, I'm sure it's more usable, but just in a sense of being able to actually wide open throttle and go straight, how fast can I go on the street without dying or going to jail? That's the biggest concern. And it's like, even if I, you know, turned it up and went to a track, there's no real good quarter-mile tracks around me. There's an eighth-mile track, but what? I'm going to hit fucking 100? What's the point of that? It's not even fun. So, yeah. 1,000 horsepower cars, not all that. That's why I don't care to turn up either of those at the moment. Driving manual doesn't really mean shit. If you drive manual, it honestly doesn't matter anymore. A lot of people kind of grew up, and I think the A10 is what kind of caused that, but driving manual isn't really a flex. I mean, depending on the car, at least. Like if you're like, oh, I drive this Lexus ES300 in front of me, but at least it's manual. Like that's, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a shit. If I could drive a manual GT3 or auto GT3, I'm gonna probably choose the auto. I'm just gonna say it, and like the brand new one, because why would I choose something to slow myself down if I'm, you know, in a race car? I would want it to be the fastest and quickest shifting car possible, and that's exactly why the automatic exists. It's more fun in certain cars driving manual. Like I'm happy my Supra and my Mustang are manual, but you know, a lot of these high horsepower race cars, they have TH400s. They have, you know, these old school fucking automatic transmissions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Seriously, it's not a flex, and it doesn't fucking matter. That being said, I will still clown on automatic drivers, but realistically, it doesn't matter. You know, it is more car guy-ish, I guess, to drive a manual. But you know, if you're driving your automatic and you're racing and you think that you're cool because you can just press gas and just go straight, then it is less cool, but it is quicker. That's just the reality of things. This one might not be a crazy hot take, but off-road trucks are more fun than race cars to a certain extent. I do see the appeal, and I think it's fitting, since we're driving one right now, to talk about it, but you can have a lot more fun off-road than you can on-road. And I think a lot of the same factors still apply, like building your vehicle and stuff like that, but I plan on going off-road hopefully later this week. Maybe I'll make a video out of it. I'll have some fun. I want to take her right here, but I don't know if she wants to go. But I feel like that's where a lot of the car people, at least from like my area, kind of shifted towards. And I would blame most of that on A, extra hard policing in SoCal, and B, just takeover communities ruining everything. Those would be my two factors that I would blame. But a lot of my homies have shifted from race cars to trucks, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted one, because I want to start doing that shit. But it is way more relaxing to take your truck, go off-road, have your fun doing your shit off-road legally, than going fast and risking going to jail. All right, here's another one. This one, it might be targeted at some of you guys because I see it in my Rice or Nice series a lot. Matte or satin wraps, it does not work on a lot of cars. It doesn't work on, I'd say, 90% of cars. Your car has to be pretty damn aggressive to pull off some fucking flat-ass, dry-ass paint. Like, it doesn't look good. A lot of people do it on, like, stock BMWs and shit, and it just looks like shit. Depending on the color, I mean, and depending on the car, it could work, but matte or flat wraps, like, especially now that how gloss wrap technology has come so far, gloss wraps just look 10 times better. Just do a gloss wrap. And if you're worried that your guy's going to scratch the wrap while he's installing it, then go to a new wrap shop, such as Cali Auto Design. Hashtag sponsored. Anyways, yeah, don't wrap your car with a matte color. It looks stupid. And with a banger on this one. This one's gonna piss off a whole fucking community right here. And shots are fired. Real wheels. Nobody gives a shit. Like, I do care if I see real wheels on certain vehicles, but like, if you're actually racing your car and actually driving it hard or whatever, I don't blame you for not having $7,000 wheels on your car. Like, I do not care. If I see somebody in a canyon and he's rocking whatever, as long as they're structural wheels and they're solid, it's cool with me. I don't care. If I see some riced out shitbox with some fake wheels, then yeah, it's goofy because the guy obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But I think at the end of the day, if the driver's aware of what he's doing, then who gives a shit? Like, if you don't want to spend fucking $5,000 on some wheels that you're gonna beat to hell, I understand that logic there. I understand it. And on the other side of that coin, putting $5,000 wheels on a $3,000 car doesn't make your car fucking cool or your opinion valid. That doesn't matter either. It goes both ways. I would much rather see the guy full sending his E46 BMW in the canyon on some cheapish wheels than the fucking, I don't know, Honda Civic or Miata slammed to the floor with tilted wheels on some, you know, real wheels. I would much rather hang out and talk to the first guy. But if you drive a Nissan Altima or whatever and you put some fake TEs on it, then yeah, you're just goofy as all hell. That statement still stands. It depends on the build. Like, shit, I know a guy who has 1,000 horsepower or 1,100 horsepower IS300, and he has fake TEs up front and drag slicks in the rear. Now, on his car, I think personally that, yeah, he should probably just buy some real wheels. But I understand that he's going fast, and that's what he cares about. He doesn't give a shit about his fucking wheels. Like, he just likes the look of the TE. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, I stand by that. I would much rather, if I'm building a track car, I am not going to buy fucking $5,000 wheels to race it. That's stupid. It is what it is. Yeah, I think I've probably pissed off enough people with this video, so I think I will end it here before I have a whole army after me. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you did, let me know down below, and let me know some of your guys' hot takes down below, and maybe we'll make another video. Subscribe, and until next video, peace.